Welcome back to Brewer's Basement, where together we explore all things brewing. Today we'll be assembling and reviewing the Keg King 20 litre P.E.T. keg. If you want to see the unboxing of this unit prior to the reviewing, click the link at the top of the screen now. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy. Just quickly guys, before I forget, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel to see more great reviews and recipes as they are released. Alright, so first things first, just the red PRV valve rated to 35 PSI. That simply just goes into the lid. It screws in. Both the PRV valve and the lid have plastic threads. So you probably just want to be careful there that you're not cross-threading anything. But yeah, pretty straightforward, screw that in. Alright guys, so with the keg you'll get two ball lock fittings. One will be for the solution and the other one will be for the gas. So to install these, it's pretty straightforward. You just put the post into the lid as shown here, and then you'll put the tapered spring into the ball lock with the valve on top, check the alignment and screw it in. It's also worth noting that you definitely don't want to over tighten these. You want to get them tight, but you've got to remember you're putting something that's stainless steel into plastic, so you just want to be cautious a little bit there and make sure it's not over tight. Okay, and the second one now. So you'll see a little bit clearer what I mean about aligning that valve. There we go. So it won't sit flush, it'll be slightly offset there, but you just want to make sure that it's sitting center. Okay, and this is the completed lid there. As you can see, one side, well, you might not be able to see that from that far out, but one side is pressure or gas line. Now that has the indent in the nut itself, have a line the way around it, and then the other side is the solution line without the indent on there. So here it is, just fitting into the screw cap. Now obviously you want to fit it from underneath, and yeah, that's how it fits in. Next we're going to do is just quickly add this dip tube. This is a floating dip tube onto the solution side, just like this. Now these are a little tight sometimes. I often find that if you just get one corner of the barb in first and then sort of twist it on there, should be fine. A little bit of working out, you'll get it on there, but they are designed to be a tight fit. Okay guys, so I made a critical error when assembling this unit. Now what I did was I actually put the bung on the outside instead of the inside. So please do as I say, not as I do in this instance, and put that bung on the inside of the keg. You'll see in a little bit as to why that's important. Alright, so the final assembly now is put the floating dip tube into the keg itself. Usually this would be, I'll do this standing up, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to do it lying down. Put the lid in, make sure you press this lid in past the O-ring, so the O-ring's sitting in there nice and flush. And then we'll get the screw cap and screw it on nice and tight. Now you just get this up to as tight as you can by hand, and that will do it. Now here is that assembled unit. Okay, obviously that bung's got to be on the inside, not the outside, as mentioned earlier. So you've got your posts up the top there, your pressure relief valve, which is rated to 35 PSI, all screwed in, ready to go. I think we're just about ready to put some sanitizer in this now, because I've got a nice little cream ale which I want to get carbonating in this keg. Hey, just prior to transfer, what I usually do is I just put some CO2 in there. We're going to get it up. In this instance, I think I put 2 or 3 psi, filled it up, gave it a bit of a purge. Just got enough in there because after this, I'll be removing the PRV valve and relying on a little bit of that CO2 blanket to not oxidize my beer. Righto, the transfer is ready. So I've got it all set up. Now I'm going to remove the PRV valve. Attach my solution line, and then we'll go ahead and start the gravity fed transfer. This is not a pressure transfer, it is a gravity fed transfer into this keg. Guys, just one more thing, okay? If you are finding value in this content, please smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the future videos that I release. Again, I really thank you for your support in watching this. It goes a really long way. Thank you very much, guys. Now, an easy method for figuring out how full the keg's getting when it's being transferred is simply by tapping it. Very, very simple to just tap the side of it and you'll see exactly where you're at. Okay, so transfer is complete. The keg is in my fridge. I've got CO2 hooked up at about 2 psi and what? The door doesn't close. You're kidding me. So clearly I can't even close the door with just the single unit in here. So I've got Buckley's chance of getting a 19 litre or even just 2 of these units in the fridge moving forward. So guys, this is what happens when you put the bung on the outside instead of the inside. Like a bloody gunshot went off. You got to really be careful, guys. And I only bumped this up to 10 psi as well. Alright guys, getting to the end of the clip now, so let's go through some of the pros and cons. First one, this is an affordable keg. At 50 bucks for a 20 litre keg, this is really good value. It's light. I mean, it's P.E.T, it's light, it's really easy to move around when empty. When it's full, it's still pretty heavy, but it's still lighter than the stainless steel option. Alright, so this unit came with a floating dip tube, the red pressure release valve rated at 35 psi, and a rigid plastic dip tube should you want to use that instead of the floating dip tube. Nice little additions to the kit. Okay, first con, size is slightly wider. It unfortunately means that in some setups you might not be able to fit as many as you'd like compared to the traditional 19 litre kegs. In my example, this unit won't fit in my fridge. However, the old style 19 litre units fit perfectly. In fact, I can get 2 in my fridge. Instructions? What instructions? Basically, there weren't any. And even some of the videos they release online are not very instructional at all, and they don't give you the information you need to be able to set one of these units up. Design is here because when I was looking into the pressure grommet, I noticed inconsistencies in how that part is manufactured for the keg chassis. It might just be my model is an older one or a newer one, I'm not really sure, but I actually found 3 different types online for the same unit. One was completely sealed, didn't need a grommet at all. The other was exactly like mine, had a rubber grommet which you put in the back. And the third was like a black cap that you put on the front that clicks in. So for me, that was just confusing when looking that up. So the design, I don't know, has it been well thought out? Not sure, let you decide on that one. The other reason I put design on here was, for me at least, the trade-off of having that extra litre versus the width of the keg was simply not worth it. Pressure. This has been rated to 58 PSI. However, I would not be rolling this or holding it above your head or throwing it around if you're looking to force carb. The P.E.T walls on this unit are flexible, much like a Coke bottle. As you put pressure in it, they firm up a little bit, but it's almost like a balloon type effect on the wall of this unit. It would be much better suited to a set and forget keg. So I would not be recommending using this unit if you're into force carbing. Okie dokie, so I've given this a brewer's basement rating of 3 out of 5 stars. This unit would be suited to an established home brewer who is looking for a cheap alternative to the expensive stainless steel 19 litre kegs on the market. I would say, however, anyone who's new at kegging, stick with the 19 litre stainless steel kegs. These are much more robust and can probably be a lot more forgiving if any mistakes are made around storage or pressure. The P.E.T unit has limitations and is not perfect, but will serve a purpose to some knowledgeable consumers. Guys, please remember as well, this is my opinion only. If you're still in doubt, just go to your home brew store and get their opinion prior to making a purchase. Guys and girls, that is a wrap from me today. I really hope you've enjoyed this review and the assembly, of course, and I hope you've learnt from some of my mistakes that I've made in the process. Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to smash that like button if you think you've got any value out of this, and please remember also to subscribe so you can get more great Brewer's Basement reviews and recipes. See you next time. Bye.